50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 491. Today is Friday, January 17th, 2025. We got a big episode for you today. We're going to be breaking down NFL divisional round. We got 4 games. We are down to the Elite 8. We got the national championship on Monday night for Ohio State and Notre Dame. And we got a 9-game slate in the NBA here on a Friday. But, kid, y'all got blown out last night. Well, what's up with that?
I'm not even going to lie to you. That was a bad game. You know, it is what it is. Clippers with Kawhi Leonard looking good, you know. But as a Brooklyn Nets fan, I'm not going to lie. Ever since the Dennis Schroeder trade happened, we've been honestly the worst team in basketball. No ifs, no ands, no doubts. I'm a realist. I'm a Nets fan. We've been bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. We've been bad, Dill. But
I mean, 59-point loss is crazy. Y'all almost got clipped by 60. Is that the worst loss in franchise history? It has to be.
It has to be. I wouldn't be shocked if it ain't, because you know, maybe back in 78, 86, you know, maybe a game got crazy, you know. But in reality, let's go away with the negatives, Dill. Let's get into the positives. My favorite week in sports of the year, in my opinion. Out of all,
why is that?
You can say Super Bowl. You can say this. Division round with the national championship on Monday. People don't appreciate it. To me, this week, I'm not gonna say it's not appreciated, but it's just not talked about as much. And this is my favorite week early on, just because you get 4 great matchups. Usually 3 out of the 4 are great. There's usually one huge upset. And then there's a national championship game on a Monday. To me, that's a great weekend. But and like I said, divisional round, usually 3 games are great. 1 might be a blowout, but best matchups of the football season happened this week.
Yeah, we got some pretty big spreads we'll talk about for the divisional round. Hopefully they're better than the Super Wild Card weekend. I'll say that. We do have one really good game, and everyone's talking like it's the Super Bowl. Did we forget there are conferences? Everyone's talking about like this should be the Super Bowl. No. I'll say that. But yeah, we got UFC 311 as well Saturday night. So we got football going Saturday, going right into UFC 311. Then Sunday we got the 2 games. Do you have off of work on Monday, MLK Day?
Of course, Dale. If for the people who don't, hopefully you do get paid.
Hopefully you do.
Hopefully you do. But if you don't, hopefully you're getting paid a little extra for doing so. But we got to be off for a legendary day like
absolutely.
MLK. Come on now.
But yeah, I really wanted to talk about before we get into the games and everything. You know, we are talking college as well. Quarterback Quinn Ewers, he is declaring for the NFL draft. He went 21-5 as a starter in 2 years. Now, he did deal with some injuries in college. In a low stock quarterback draft, I would say, outside of the top 2, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe did declare for the draft as well. Do you think it's a good move? Because he would have made $8 million in NIL money staying in Austin, Texas. A lot of people are criticizing him for leaving college and kind of developing a little more, but next year's quarterback class is pretty big.
Yeah, I think from maybe not mathematically, but for your dreams, I think it was the right move, because he's most likely gonna get drafted. Like you said,
he will.
It's a weak quarterback draft class. It's pretty weak. Let's just be honest. And next year is, like you said, it's much loaded, much more talented draft. I can make the case this year he might be a 3rd, maybe a 2nd. Highly doubt that, but 3rd, 4th round quarterback. There's a chance next year he won't be drafted.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he'll get signed. I think he'll get signed, but he might not come off the board next year. So I think for him to, hear his name be called, I think that's the right move. But if you're talking financial gains, maybe not. But me personally, if my dream is to hear my name get called from an NFL team, I think this is the perfect year for him to do so.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you got to strike while the iron is hot as well in a draft class that's not really quarterback heavy. And you mentioned it, or I think I did a little earlier. He gets injured a lot. Say he does go back, he gets injured. He might not be a first or second day quarterback being drafted. He's going to probably be drafted in the second day, maybe a second round pick. But I think he needs to go to the NFL. He has talent out there. We've seen the tape. He definitely could throw the ball. It's staying accurate, though. That is the main thing. And also staying healthy. I think that is another big issue with him. But I think he made the right move. Yes, maybe you go back for more money. Financially, I don't think it might be the best move. But every person's dream is to go to the NFL, and he definitely has the talent enough to make it to the NFL. So he's definitely going to get drafted. We'll see what day and where, and hopefully we even saw Lamar. A little later in the draft, but sometimes you get drafted into a really good position. You get drafted with a lot of pieces around you. You don't really get drafted early on where you need a lot to happen for you. You know what I mean? So I think maybe that could fall in for his favor as well. Did you see your quarterback over the week? He got his ring. He got engaged. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't. Shout out Drake May, man. He got engaged.
On the beach with his girlfriend. I think her name is Ann Michelle Hudson. He proposed. He had the whole flower set. He had the wine right on the beach.
Oh, good for him. So shout out Drake May. Moving on in life, ready to take that next. See, he's already taking that next step in life.
I love it.
Is being a top, maybe not top.
Oh, let's relax. Let's relax.
Let's get to top 15 and then top 10. All right, let's start there. Drake May.
But also Mike McCarthy, he did interview for the Bears head coach. They said the Cowboys said it's a two-man race between Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. Not Cowboys, for Chicago, excuse me. I like Mike McCarthy in Chicago. Do you?
Yeah. Me personally, I will. If I had to make a pick, I would rather have Ben Johnson as my next coach for the next 5 years, developing Caleb Williams. Me personally, but Mike McCarthy ain't nothing to laugh at. I just like Ben Johnson a little more. I think Mike McCarthy, his resume speaks for itself. Yes, he might not be a fan favorite. Yes, he might be, look up at the big board a lot. But at the end of the day, I think Mike McCarthy has proven, give him decent talent, pretty good talent, above average quarterback play, he could win you 12 games multiple times. Yeah. He could make a playoff push. He could win you a Super Bowl. It was damn near 15 years ago, but he has that under his resume. So do I like Mike McCarthy? Absolutely. But do I like Ben Johnson more as my head coach? Yes.
We've even talked about it, I think, last show or maybe last week. Mike McCarthy is a good developer of young quarterbacks, and I do think he would be able to develop Caleb Williams in Chicago. So I think both are great fits. It's just what you want. They're expected to interview the Cowboys, that is, like the guy you mentioned, Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore at some point this weekend ahead of their divisional game versus the Rams. Maybe bringing in back a familiar face. Do you like that move if they decide to go in that direction?
I like it personally. Like I said, we know Jerry Jones is going to, let's just say, hire somebody that, he doesn't mind bumping elbows with. He doesn't mind, hanging out, talking football with. He's going to be somebody who's been or is around the Cowboys. And Kellen Moore, to me, is a great candidate. He's experienced. He's was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He was the offensive coordinator for a couple seasons, I think 3, 4, 5 seasons in Dallas. We saw, look what he's doing in Philadelphia. I understand he got a great weapon in Saquon Barkley, but could we make the case that the Eagles offense is running a little better this year than it was last year? I think you got to give Kellen Moore a little credit. So me personally, I think Kellen Moore maybe not the sexiest hire, but I think he'll be a good hire. He's young. You know he could run an offense, and we know the players in that locker room already is familiar of what he's going to bring in and respect the man.
And I also think Jerry Jones will be able to dictate what he wants to do.
I'm not gonna say, like I said,
yeah,
I'm gonna just say rub elbows. That's all I'm saying,
yeah.
respectfully.
Let's change topics to the association because we really haven't talked about Jimmy Butler. You know, he does end his 7-game suspension on Thursday, the 16th, excuse me. But he has reiterated that he still wants out of Miami. Now, the trade deadline, less than a month away, February 6th. I'm going to throw a couple scenarios out you ahead of this trade deadline, and I want you to either say, I can see that, I like that, or I really don't. So, first one does involve Jimmy Butler getting traded to the Sacramento Kings. And Miami in exchange get DeMar DeRozan, Tim Hardaway Jr., and maybe probably a first-round pick. Do you like that, Jimmy Butler? Because we talked about, I think, a previous show, he needs to be a number one. He is kind of that alpha. And if you go over to Sacramento, outside of Sabonis, he is going to be the number one. Or maybe De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. Do I like it for Jimmy? Yes. Because I think with him makes the Kings possibly a contender. Just got to see how it meshes. But definitely upgrades the Kings. It's just, is Pat Riley really gonna take on, aging DeMar DeRozan, Asian Penny Hardaway? Like he's honestly getting nothing in return.
He gets a first round pick. I said also a first rounder.
A first round pick that's gonna be very late. Yeah. Because you're gonna have a solid. I wouldn't say a big three, but a nice, pretty good core.
All right, let's stay out west because I think eventually you talk about big three. I think the Suns' big three has to eventually go away.
In my opinion, they were never a big three.
I think that is a valid argument. Kevin Durant, and it ends here with Kevin Durant leaving because eventually I don't think Bradley Beal is going to waive his no trade clause. KD winds up getting traded to the Houston Rockets. They get KD, they get Bull Boy, and they get Monte Morris. Suns get back Dylan Brooks, Cam Whitmore, shout out Villanova, Jeff Green, 2 first-round picks. I think that's a solid move.
Where you getting this scenario from? First of all, I love it. I love the energy, but that scenario is a little out there. You know, but I love the energy. First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Phoenix Suns are not trading Kevin Durant still. But like I said, I love the energy. If there is a piece to be moved, to be forced to be moved, it's Bradley Beal. We know with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant when healthy, that gives you the best opportunity to compete for a title. Bradley Beal hasn't shown you that yet. Has he even been the same Bradley Beal he was in Washington in a Phoenix Suns jersey? We haven't seen that same version of Bradley Beal. My opinion, I say Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler straight up. They both make about 40, 50 M's a year. Kind of match up. Both around the same age. I think Jimmy Butler could help Phoenix Suns contend for a title, and 2, we might see Bradley Beal of old elevate his game as well, and maybe the Heat take off and turn him back into a just winning team. I highly doubt they'll be contending, but I think Bradley Beal, give him a different role, let him be the lead dog. I think he could strive, and Jimmy Butler could strive in Phoenix.
I got a 3-teamer now here for you, kid. 3-teamer between Minnesota, Chicago, and a rebuilding Utah. And it's going to involve Lonzo Ball on the move, Julius Randle, and Colby White. Minnesota gets Colby White and John Collins from Utah. Chicago gets Julius Randle and Jordan Clarkson. And then Utah gets Jaden McDaniels and Lonzo Ball. What do you think about that? I think that is one of the most realistic ones. They each get 2 pretty good starters. Do you want me to go through it? Because I think I said a lot of names.
No, I was trying to. I was just trying to think. There was no Jimmy Butler involved in that trade.
No, because there's no Miami.
Yeah, this is just a trade deadline scenario.
Yeah, trade deadline.
Me personally, I think Julius Randle most likely will get moved.
He's not working in Minnesota.
It's not working.
Yeah,
and we know we just saw Minnesota go to the Western Conference Championship. Mm-hmm. So, they're ready to compete now. Maybe they're not championship ready, but they could definitely compete in the West.
Yeah,
I could definitely see Julius Randle getting moved. It's just I think if he does get moved, it's gonna be for another big man, at least interior piece. Because we know Anthony Edwards is gonna be on the wing. Who is gonna be either a small forward or power forward? Who you're gonna be able to get an equal value in return? That's gonna be the biggest task. But some way, somehow, I think Minnesota has to move Julius Randle. Hasn't been working.
Yeah, I think that it hasn't been working. Anthony Edwards has come out. He's been visibly frustrated with him. Kobe White has been kind of a name that's been on the loop. I think he could kind of help.
Yeah, just because Josh Grady's also taking most of his minutes. Lonzo's back. He's back from injury. He's looking good. I'm pretty sure through time he's going to even get better, and he's going to get more minutes as well. So Kobe White is a piece you could move.
And I also like Lonzo Ball. I know it's a rebuild in Utah, and he might not like that, but I think a fresh start getting out of the Chicago area might be good for Lonzo Ball a little bit. So that's why I put him in the trade. And he's been in talks of getting traded as well within the recent years. I know he's been dealing with an injury, but he is finally healthy. Another guy that, he's been on the trade block for, I don't know, I want to say the last 2-3 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Zach LaVine, I think he goes to Golden State. They wind up trading Kevon Looney, Gary Payton II, Andrew Wiggins, and maybe a first or second rounder. They go get Zach LaVine.
Nah, I think
is that too much?
No, first it has to be Moody, Kuminga in a pick. It's got to be young core pieces still. You're not about to trade me, guys that's, let's just say, a little past their prime, or I want young guys that I could build with.
Looney is young. Gary Payton is but Andrew Wiggins is past his prime. I'll give you that. But I am also giving you a first-round pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't say past his prime, but if I'm trading away a guy that's going to help you win right now, I need young pieces in return. And Jonathan Kuminga and Moody are those pieces.
Yeah, I would agree. And then the last one, I had to end it with your Brooklyn Nets. Orlando gets Cameron Johnson. He has been on the radar of getting traded. You guys are trying to get picks. You guys give away Cameron Johnson and Keon Johnson, but you get back Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, a 2006 first-round pick, and a 2027 first-round pick swap as well. Do you like that? Because you're trying to get Cooper Flagg. Let's be honest. You just lost by 60 points.
No, yes. I agree with that. But I feel like we could possibly trade Cameron to somewhere that we could get a better first-round pick. Maybe a team like
because Orlando's first-round pick is going to be a late first-round pick.
Yeah, maybe like Atlanta. Somebody like Washington. We could trade him away somewhere where we could end up getting at least a top 10 pick in 2028, 2027.
Yeah. All right, well, stay on the lookout. Did you enjoy this? A little scenario up until the deadline.
Yeah. It's just, some of the trades was a little...
It was a little out there, but that's what we love.
I love the energy.
We love that. By the way, shout out Maverick Carter. He invested $5 billion to start a new basketball league as well.
Maverick Carter.
Yeah, he's out there. He's an entrepreneur.
Damn. Yeah,
$5 billion. I mean, he has an investment company called LeBron. That's what it's called. But shout out him. Always trying to develop more. It's I think it's out there in LA as well. I think it's a group. It includes multiple private equity funds, according to the report. which makes sense if you're putting up $5 billion.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, Maverick Carter, or it was a group of guys. But Maverick Carter probably head of it.
Oh,
so shout out Mav.
Yeah, shout out Mav. All right, before we get to the national championship and their divisional round picks and preview, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks to just a kick just how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching NFL divisional preview round. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. Kid, real quick before we get into it, now we both have girlfriends. Is she understanding how big of a weekend this is for us?
Yeah, we already got it planned out.
Okay,
No dates.
Okay, good.
We're ordering food. I told her whatever she wants.
Yeah, because you need to be locked in.
Yeah, 4:30. Yeah. I told her, I was like, babe, we'll take the dogs on a walk. We could go to Alta in the morning.
Oh,
we'll get Paris spaghetti. We take the dogs on a walk. But by 4 o'clock, I gotta be at the house. Food is gonna be on its way, and I'm gonna be locked and loaded to about 11:30 p.m. Told her straight like that. She said, "Okay," because she knows. She knows. All girls know. It's just about 3 weeks left. There's this weekend, next weekend. There's a bye week. In 2 weeks from now, baby girl, I know you listening. Yeah. We going somewhere. I ain't watching the Pro Bowl. We doing our thing. But Super Bowl weekend, that Saturday, we gonna do our thing. But
and then the off season comes.
Exactly. She got me till
the summer. Then we start our 3-a-days again.
Yeah. I'm gonna say till Father's Day.
Yeah.
Because then, after Father's Day, we outside.
We also got that little period in the summer or June where we got the NBA Finals. We got to lock in for that.
Yeah, gotta lock in for the finals. Also gotta lock in for the tournament.
Yes, as well.
Late March.
But no, shout out all the girls that know and understand. Thankfully, my girlfriend understands as well. Yeah. She also we got good ones because they understand and they like football as well.
See, my girl,
she doesn't.
Yeah, slowly.
Okay, you're getting her into it. Good.
Yeah.
Is it that she doesn't understand, or
no? She her dad. Her dad is a Steelers fan.
Okay.
They were watching the game on Saturday. It's just like I'll watch the game. She'll watch like Greg's Anatomy on her phone. Something like that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Shout out all the girls that understand. Be patient. We only got a few more weeks left. But yeah, this weekend is big. Especially with me.
It's my favorite weekend.
And I said, I'm fighting for a national championship. I'm talking like I'm on the team. I don't have much in sports. Trust me. I got a lot of failures in
talk to them, Dale.
But I'm actually fighting for a national championship. I need to be locked in Monday night. I told
10
her.
Years, right? 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. Last time we won. Yeah. With Zeke, Mike Thomas, Urban Meyer. Ooh, good times. And we blew them out.
Yeah, it was a blowout. Yeah.
We're looking to blow them out. Monday night, 7:30, Ohio State, laying 8. Now it's come down, opened up 9.5. It's come the other way now. Ohio State -8. And I think it's actually, if you like Ohio State, I would say wait a little bit because I do think the Irish is going to come in a lot. There's a lot of Notre Dame fans, especially where Elvis and I live in the Northeast, a lot of Irish fans. And I think the public and a lot of the Irish fans, they're going to come in late with money. So we might get a 7.5, 7. I would wait if I'm Ohio State, if you do like Ohio State. Plus 290 for Notre Dame. If you do like Notre Dame, you got the wrong number. You should have hit them immediately at the plus 9.5. Total 46, 46.5, depending on the book. Elvis, I will let you lead it off first, kid. You said I would be surprised by your pick. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I have a play, but I also have an official pick for the national championship. So I'm gonna start with my official pick, then I'm gonna give you the results. We know Notre Dame's defense is for real. Top 3, top 2, whatever you want to give them, top 5. Notre Dame defense is going to show up. We saw how they struggled a little bit offensively last week, just a little bit, against a pretty good Texas team, right? Pretty good, right? I think Notre Dame defensively is much better than Texas. Maybe not much better, but better than Texas defense. I think Ohio State is going to take a little while to crack the code. They'll give me the under 23.5 first half. I think it's going to be a slugfest like we saw kind of defensive slugfest like we kind of saw both games last week, Dill. That Notre Dame Penn State game, it was slow. Started off slow, got a little test, third, fourth especially in the fourth quarter. Ohio State, Texas, we thought it was going to be an offensive showdown. It was a defensive battle most of the game, Dill. And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a lot of pride on the line. We're going to see a lot of men giving it their all. Dill, you're not the only one who wants a national title. When the last time Notre Dame won a national title, Dill? I think
last time they were in the national title against Bama, they got blown out.
I think it's going to be a great game. Give me the under 23.5 first half. That's my official play. But give me the Ohio State Buckeyes to win it all. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave the 8.5.
I love it.
If it gets to, I highly doubt it'll get to 7. I wouldn't mind a push, but I do agree. I think 8.5 is. I think 9.5 is too high. If it was like 9, I'll take the 9. 8.5, I'm like, I do think Ohio State take care of business and become national champions again. But I will agree, 8.5 is a big number. If it gets to 7, 7.5, I'm laying with Ohio State. If I have a couple of drinks on me after a good divisional round weekend, maybe I'll lay the 8.5.
You know, history has shown us big spreads in the national championship game wind up being blowouts. We saw it, like I said, Notre Dame, Ohio State as well against Oregon. I love the under, actually. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. So I do like your play, especially the first half under. And that's kind of the game script Notre Dame needs to kind of stay in this game. They need to make it ugly. They need to make a turnover against Will Howard. Outside of coaching, on what position does Notre Dame I couldn't be more serious. Like, where are they better at? They're extremely hurt in their secondary. Offensive line is banged up there. I think they're on their third left tackle. I think even if this game was played with all their week 1 starters and they were fully healthy, maybe it's a 1-possession game. I think it's a rout. I think 28-10, 28-7. I would do alternate. I laid the 8. I'm going to double down if it does get to 7.5, 7, but I love the Buckeyes here. I just think there's so many day 1 draft first round picks on this team. What are you going to do with Jeremiah Smith? How are you going to block him? How are you going to stop him? And then you got Travion Henderson as well. You got Obuke as well if you do wind up doubling. Texas winded up triple covering Jeremiah Smith at some point. I mean, if that is what you're going to do and you're just going to say, you know what, we are not going to let Jeremiah Smith beat us. We're going to have Obuke, or we're going to let the ground game beat us. Then okay. Then they're going to beat you that way. But I just don't expect Jeremiah Smith to have another stinker. I thought Texas did a good job at kind of eliminating him. I don't think that happens here. I think Will Howard, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, I think we'll be fine. Our defense is stout. I think we're going to be able to take care of the run game. I like Freeman, the coach. I just don't think they have the talent enough to keep up with the Buckeyes here. I see a route. I would do alternate spread, maybe get some plus money out of it, but I think it's a double-digit victory, kid, and I think Ohio State wins the national championship. I'll cry. Honestly, I'll cry because I don't win a lot. My teams don't win a lot.
Let the people know your teams.
Okay. Well, as you know, I'm a Met fan. Last time we went to the World Series, 2016, got smoked by the Royals. At least I seen it. At least I was this close. But now we got Juan Soto now. We got Juan Soto now.
There's hope.
There's hope. Basketball, I'm a Knicks fan. Oh, yeah. Tragic.
Orange and blue skies. It's looking good.
Orange and blue sky. We lost to the Pacers.
We lost to the Pistons the other day.
Remember? But shout out Pistons though. They're good. They're above 500. I'm fuck with the Pistons. Football, you guys know I'm a Jet fan. We haven't had a winning record in 10, 11 years.
No.
I remember Bart Scott. Can't wait.
I
remember that. That probably was the highlight of me being a Jet fan.
I was so sick when I saw that. You know what's funny? I was so mad at that game. And then when I heard "can't wait" and him just walk off, it did make me feel better.
Yeah. It
did make me feel, because I was like, they're losing next week. Like I knew it, but it's okay.
For college football, obviously, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan, and for college basketball, I love college
You're a
basketball.
Villanova fan.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I like Duke when it was Coach K, but to be honest, I am a Villanova fan just because my sister went there. I've been to, I don't know, like 10, 15 games. Like, I went there when I didn't go there, but I went to games when Kyle Lowry was there. My sister went to college with him, so I saw the whole thing when Villanova was good with Jay Wright, one of the best coaches in history. So yeah, I'm a Villanova fan. Hand up, I'll admit it. But they're on the rebuild. They're on the rebuild. Not the best, but I also did root for Coach K. I just thought he was one of the best. And our boy Rob, he got me into being a Duke fan, if I'm being honest. So. But yeah, those are my teams. And outside of college sports, I haven't had much success. I saw 2 national championships with Villanova. I saw 1 national championship with Ohio State. No, my major teams fucking suck. Oh, and in hockey, I'm a Devil fan. But
Good.
we haven't won anything either.
Yeah.
So
not in our lifetime.
So yeah, it's tough, kid. I know you've kind of been spoiled with the Patriots, but
yeah, but
now you understand how I feel.
Yeah. I'm a Nets fan. But I'm a Red Sox fan. So
yeah, and you beat the curse.
Yeah, and I've been to I went to ALCS game. What, game 3 a couple years ago?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. You showed me videos of that. All right, kid. Hey, I hope you're rooting for me. I don't ask for a lot.
My money's on ya.
Okay.
I just hope it goes under first half.
Yeah,
and we hit the double whammy.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, kid. Wish me luck. I will be very nervous Monday night. Let's go to this weekend NFL divisional round. We got 4 games. We are down to the Elite 8. We got 2 on Saturday, 4:30 and 8 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock on Sunday and 6:30. We will finish it off. We will start in Arrowhead. Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans. Chiefs laying 9. Big number here at home. -500 on the money line, +395 for the Texans.
Well, it's at 8.5. 8 some places. The official line is 8.5 as of right now.
I see books at 9. The book I'm looking at right now is they're at 9. So shop around. So it's anywhere from 8.5 to 9.
All right, cool.
Total is at 41.5. Now, historically, this year, Patrick Mahomes has not been good as a big favorite. Obviously, this is a good teaser spot. But a week off to prepare. Andy Reid is one of the best of preparing, giving him a week off. DeMeco's Ryan, their defense looked pretty good. Do you think they have a game plan to stop Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce?
Do I think they have a game plan? Absolutely. Can they execute the game plan? That's the question, Bill. First of all, I think this is going to be a great matchup. Just because from what I witnessed last week, yes, it's going to be very hard to duplicate it. It's going to be hard to turn over Patrick Mahomes. But if the Houston Texans defensively can, one, apply pressure, force Patrick Mahomes out the pocket, bump Travis Kelce, play nice and tight on the receiver, bump everybody out of their routes, knock off the timing just a tad, I think they got a shot, not just to cover, but outright there. We saw Houston Texans play their biggest ball in their biggest game when they needed to. And they did it. We saw it. How many weeks we both came in and said we can't wait to put our money on whoever goes into Houston wild card weekend. We lost it. We lost it outright. And we can make the case we saw Houston Texans look as good as they have looked since Halloween. Joe Mixon ran over 100 yards. CJ Stroud looked good. Nico Collins, 100+ yards with a touchdown deal. We said this offense been struggling ever since Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs went out with injury. We know Kansas City. We know 2-time defending champs, might have the greatest quarterback of all time, might have the greatest tight end of all time. You have a great head coach. You have a great defensive coordinator. You have a pretty good defense still. It's just how rusty are they going to come out? That's the thing. If Houston Texans put that pressure on them, get up, jump out to a 10, 14-point lead, is Kansas City going to be able to come back like they used to? We know Kansas City, they come back from double digits all the time, but are the Houston Texans going to be able to, are they going to allow that to happen? That's my biggest thing. I got to see them execute, Dale. Give me the Houston Texans plus 8.5. I love the plus 8.5. I think it's too many points. It's also a great teaser spot, though. Like you said, I will tease them up as well. So I like the plus 8.5, and then give me Travis Kelsey over 52.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, that's a good play as well. I do like that. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna lay it here with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's gonna be a
Wow.
blowout. We saw it even last year when Houston they beat Cleveland in the first round, and then we were at the game in
Yeah.
Baltimore where we're like too many points, and then they got fucking boat raced in Baltimore. Now, different team, but this is Patrick Mahomes. They've been covering the last few games as well. And I just don't think they're going to have an answer for Travis Kelsey. I love that play as well. I was looking at his receiving yards as well. And I think they've been making the Kansas City Chiefs, I think they've been making more of an effort to run the ball and run kind of their passing game through the rookie Xavier Worthy over the final stretch of the season. We've seen him come on a little bit. So weeks 1 through 12, he was only getting 13% of the targets. Now, weeks 13 through 17, he's getting 22% of the targets as well. So I do like that. He's a deep threat. He ranks third in early down pass rate per this season, especially down the field. He is extremely fast. I think first, second down, instead of run plays, I think we're going to see a lot of passes. I think for Houston, they're going to want to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes, especially with their two edge rushers, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. And I think they're going to air it out. I really don't think they have the secondary to keep up with it. I think a sneaky guy also is Hollywood Brown. I think he could get a lot of catches as well. So we've seen a big snap share. We've seen a big target share increase for Xavier Worthy as well. So I think he gets his receptions at 4.5. I think he gets 5+ receptions. You could get that at -138. I like that. I think 5+ catches is extremely, and I think at the number -138 is a good play for a player prop but in this game. But I'm going chalky. We saw it in wild card weekend in divisional round. I think that is kind of the key, and you'll see this in my plays, but I think I might be going a lot of chalk here for divisional round. So I think I am gonna lay here with the Chiefs. I think it's the right number. I think we see a blowout, and I also like Xavier Worthy 5+ catches at -138. Let's go to the next game. 8:00 in D-Town, Detroit. The Lions hosting the Washington Redskins. Opened up at 10. Down to -8.5. I see some 9s out there. Shop around. Total opened up at 54. It's gone up. The highest total on the board, 55.5. That is absolutely insane. -550 on the money line for the Detroit Lions, +430 for the Redskins. Kid, this seems like it's going to be a shootout, kid. Now, they at this number, the Redskins are undefeated against the spread. You talk about a big number. This is a big number.
I think this is too big of a number. Just because we've seen Washington, one, go on the road already and win against a pretty good Tampa team. Yes, offensively, they didn't look as good as they did throughout the season, but we got to give credit for Washington going in there and stealing a victory. Detroit, we know what Detroit represents. Detroit is live to score 30+ points. We know this. Something about this Commanders team, they're rolling, Dill. I think they won what 6 straight games by one possession games. One possession. I think this is too many points. I took the +9.5 early. I still like the +8.5 as well.
Yeah.
I think this is a high total. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Detroit Lions win by a touchdown. But I think they could. I think they win by a touchdown. I think Washington covers this number. Let's not forget, Jaden Daniels is, as a rookie, he's one of the best dual threats in all of football. In an indoor stadium, we know that defense is going to rush the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If he breaks that pocket, Dill, he could hurt him with his legs. And guess what? If he starts hurting with the legs, they're gonna end up a spy, and what? He's gonna end up hurting you down the field with his arm. I've seen enough. Jaden Daniels is the real deal. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if he outplays Jared Goff. Realistically, you talked about it last week. How calm, cool, and collective he is. The moment's not too big for him. We saw it. The moment's not too big for him, Dill. Give me the plus 9.5. Still like the plus 8.5. I think it's too many points. Yes, the Detroit deserves to be this big of a favorite, but we got to give a little more respect for Dan Quinn, what he's able to do with that defensive side of the ball, and Jaden Daniels and what he's capable of doing. Not just passing the ball, but also running the ball.
Yeah, my worry, I guess, is that everyone is on the Redskins. Everyone,
Yeah,
they're the
not
biggest.
everybody's on the money line. It's just the points. Still, you got. Would you at least admit it is a lot of points?
Yeah, I am on this Redskins side. I'm gonna take the plus 9.5. But I don't know. I think getting David Montgomery back, I don't think they're gonna be able to stop the run. That is my worry with this game. I just think the combination of Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, one-on-one coverage. On man coverage, he is one of the best. And I think he's going to go off because the Redskins drafted Demonte Brown ahead of him. And he's like Draymond. He remembers everyone that got drafted ahead of him. So I worry, though. But then on the other hand, I'm sitting here like I could see it a one-possession game or maybe like a 10 to 13-point lead. And I could see Redskins backdoor covering. I could see them covering late in the game as well. So, yeah, ultimately, I did take the plus 9.5. I do think it is a lot of points as well. And Jane Daniels, obviously, he is the headline after, going on the road, getting the Redskins, first playoff win in 20 years. I mean, it's insane. I agree. Indoors, that's why we see the total so high. I don't think either defense is going to be able to stop anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like the over as well. But I don't know. I think Aaron Glenn's defense, I know he's been offered a lot of head coaching interviews, but he has struggled to kind of contain mobile quarterbacks in the run game. They faced 13 quarterbacks. I guess I would consider mobile quarterback since 2022, and they've averaged about 10 rushing attempts and 65 rushing yards. They've allowed Kyler Murray, Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, and Daniel Jones. So I like his over rush attempts. 9.5 rush attempts at minus 114 for Jaden Daniels. He had 13 attempts for 36 yards last week. And I do think Aaron Glenn, I think his game plan is going to try to keep Jaden Daniels in the pocket, but I don't think that's going to keep Jaden Daniels from using his legs to kind of escape, especially if they are trailing. So I don't know. I do think he's going to be on the move a little bit. There are even design runs in Cliff Kingsbury's offensive game plan. So I'm going to take the plus 9. I do think it is a lot of points, and I'm also going to take Jaden Daniels over 9.5 rush attempts at minus 114. What do you think about that?
I like it, though. First of all, Jaden Daniels' rush attempts, if he goes over 14, you said 14?
No, over 9.5 at minus
Oh,
114.
oh, okay. 9.5 rush attempts. If they're all rush attempts, I'm not saying like, let's just say he runs out of bounds. All rush attempts, he's going to hurt him. Let's just say if he goes out there and rushes 14 times, 70 yards, I think they're live. Still, realistically, I think they're live. If he go out there and torch them, let's just say 60 plus rushing, 220 passing, I think they're live. Let's not forget, out of all the defenses in left in the playoffs, the Lions are dealing with the most injuries. There's no, we all know that. So rookie quarterback that doesn't know too much and not scared of the moment, though, as something to fear if you're the Lions a little bit.
All right, kid, let's go to Sunday, 3 o'clock. We'll go out to the link. Eagles, they opened up a 6-point favorite. They are stay put, -6 across the board, -269 on the money line, +229 for the Rams. Total is at 44. It's come down a little bit. Opened up at 45. It's come down either a half, depending on the book. I do see 45s and a half. I see in my book 44. Okay, this might be the easiest play for me, but what do you like for this game?
I like two things. I think it's a great teaser spot for either side because I do think Philadelphia are gonna move on. You know, it sucks. It's just because I honestly thought the Rams could go out there and win a playoff game or two. I just think in Philadelphia, in their environment, I don't think Matthew Stafford and the offense could go out there and just outgun Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. We know the Eagles defense is going to show up. Rams defense could show up as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough one to come down on realistically, but I do think the Eagles is the right side.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, great teaser spot for either side, but I'm gonna go under 226 and a half passing Matthew Stafford. He has went under this total for what 4 or 5 straight games. Hasn't went over this total since that Buffalo Bill matchup in Los Angeles. I think week 15, where it was 45-42 final score. I don't know what it's been. Puka Nakua had a weak game last week. Cooper Cup haven't had a good game since week 12, week 11. I'm not sure. I don't know what is wrong with the passing game, but one thing is for certain, the Rams has been winning football games still. So wouldn't be surprised they cover. Like I said, I like either side being teased up here, teased down. But give me Matthew Stafford under 226 and a half passing.
Yeah, this one was the easiest game to handicap in my opinion. I'm gonna lay the 6 here with the Eagles. I think this is gonna be a rout. I mean, we just saw it a few weeks ago. I think mid-November they decimated them. They had no answer for Saquon. And I just think across the board, they're just a much better team. And I don't think much has changed. I really don't. A West Coast team now getting out of the dome, coming and playing outside is going to be freezing. There are chances for snow on Sunday as well. I just don't think they have what it takes to go on the road and beat a Philadelphia Eagle team like this. They hung 37 on them a few weeks ago in Los Angeles. Now you're coming to Philadelphia. Yeah, bad side. I love the Eagles here. This might be my lock of the weekend. I love the Eagles here. I'm going to lay the 6. And another prop I like, Saquon Barkley. Longest rush, 18 and a half yards. Like I said, he went crazy against this team back in November.
He
26 carry,
Yeah.
255 yards. He had a 72-yard touchdown. Like, this offensive line is ranked second in the league against a 24th defensive line. I mean, what am I missing here? I just don't understand.
Real quick, did that look like a 24th ranked defensive line last week?
No, but that was against the Vikings, who I think were
pretty
a little
good.
They were a little bit fraudulent, who won a lot of close games. And, Sean McVay, he was good in that situation. Indoors, this isn't a good spot for them at all, I don't like it. 18 and a half longest rush is at minus 120. It's a little chalky, but I'll pay it. I love Saquon here. I think he has a big game. And as long as I think he's realized, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, they will win the game. So I love Saquon. Longest rush over 18 and a half, and I will lay the 6 points here with the Eagles. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. It's the game of the week. Ravens at Buffalo. Ravens favorites here on the road, -1, -116 on the money line. Buffalo, the number 2 seed, are home dogs, +1, -104 on the money line. Totals at 51 and a half. It's come down to 50 from 52, and I agree with the line movement. I do lean under with this game. Two good defenses, but what do we think here? Game of the week
and possible snow game as well, Dill. Real quick, this is going to be a great matchup, great matchup. It pains me to say this because I like Buffalo all season long. I honestly thought, not thought, I still think they have a chance still, but I'm not gonna lie to you. What I've been seeing for the past couple weeks, in my eyes, Ravens have been the better team. Just these past few weeks. If you want to go out through the whole season, yeah, maybe Buffalo has a little brighter spots. Yes, they beat both number 1 seeds, but Baltimore also did beat them in the regular season. But from my eye test, Baltimore has been playing a little better football these past 4 to 5, 6 weeks. I gotta admit that. One thing I told you last pod is it's gonna be hard for Lamar Jackson if he needs to outgun Josh Allen. If they could rely on their defense, let Derrick Henry run the ball, Lamar pickens and chooses. Like Lamar last week, he had a hell of a game. What he threw 180, two tutties. Didn't really kill you out there, but he had a great game. If Lamar has to go out there outgun Josh Allen, let's just say have to throw for 3 touchdowns, still do a little things with his legs, throw for 300 yards. I think that's going to be a tough task to overcome in Buffalo. But if the defense could play sound, like have they playing for these past 4 or 5 weeks, they've been the number one defense since week 13, I believe. I like Ravens here, Dill. I couldn't come down on a side. If I had to, I would take the Baltimore Ravens straight up on the money line. I do have some gut feeling that Buffalo could prevail and win the game, Dill. Check my action come Sunday. As of right now, I like the Ravens. My feeling is telling me the Ravens. My gut is telling me the Buffalo has a chance. I like the Ravens in this scenario, but my official play will be, I think this is the reason, this is the game. You went out there and got him. Give me Amari Cooper over 21.5 receiving yards. And I'm be honest, I think this number is a little disrespectful. Yes, I think he had 2 catches for 8 yards last week. I understand Amari Cooper doesn't play well in the cold, but this is the situation why you went out there and got him. This is the game you got him ready for. I'm gonna be honest, I would ladder it up. I would take Amari Cooper 50, 60, 70, 80 plus yards receiving. I think he's due for a big game. And if he has that huge game deal, we'll see Amari Cooper be involved in offense. We'll see Dr. Kincaid. We see James Cook and Josh Allen hurt you with their legs. If that happens, Buffalo will continue to the AFC Championship game.
Rumbling is that we're going to get the co-MVP. They're going to share it, which I don't think they should.
First time since what? Peyton and
Steve McNair.
Okay, that was 98, right?
I don't know. It was in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, I think 98. Well, I wouldn't be mad.
I would be.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't think it should be fucking shared. It's either one of them. And I hate that this game is probably going to decide the MVP.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it is.
It might. I'm not going to say just because by law, not by law, but isn't it a regular season award?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's just that's not what the voters are going to do, unfortunately. I agree, man. I'm going to take Baltimore here. This was the hardest game to handicap because I know they versed each other early in the season. I think, what was it, week 4, week 5, something like that. Mm-hmm. It was a rout, but these two teams are much different. And that game still went under. I think it was 35-10. The game still went under. So I do like the under. I think I do.
It's a snow game, people. It's gonna be cold, man. It's cold out here. We in Jersey. It's cold.
But I just think, Buffalo needs to stack the box. They need to load the box to stop Lamar, but more importantly, the guy that's 285 pounds, Derrick Henry. I think that is the difference maker. And I think if Buffalo is successful in doing that, they're going to make him force Lamar to throw the ball. And, he hasn't been the best in cold. But one guy that has kind of been beneficial to the passing game is Justice Hill since coming back, especially against that matchup versus the Bills. He had 6 catches for 78 yards. And Zay Flowers still didn't practice after missing last week against the Steelers.
That looking good for him.
Yeah, he has to practice tomorrow. If he doesn't, he's probably going to be out. So I think if Zay Flowers isn't there, definitely hurts him. But I like Justice Hill over 19.5 receiving yards, at -110. Like I said, he had 6 catches for 78 yards. And we know Lamar likes to target running backs. And the Bills, they're kind of vulnerable through the air in that position. They've allowed 42.5 receiving yards per game to running backs this season. So they rank 8th in deep pass DVOA, but they rank 30th in short pass defense. So obviously they play the two running back set all last week. I think that they're going to go right back to it. They have multiple tight ends. So we'll see. I targeted Isaiah Likely last week. He hit it over for me. So I expect a lot of RPO sets here, short down with Justice Hill, over 19.5 rush attempts. I expect him to capitalize on this opportunity.
Pass receiving yards.
Receiving yards. What did I say? Rushing yards?
Rush
yeah,
attempts.
no. It's receiving yards. 19.5 receiving yards for Justice Hill. And I agree. I mean, if you want to take the minus 116 on the money line, that's cool. I would lay the one. I just think they're the better team right now. And I do think whoever wins this does end up hosting not hosting, but wind up representing.
They might host it. Who knows?
Oh, let's stop.
You gotta put it in the atmosphere, though. You gotta put it out there.
If the Chiefs and Ravens win, what do you think the line is? Because the lines are up.
Damn. All right. It's up.
Yeah. Hypotheticals, obviously.
Chiefs minus 3.5.
Chiefs minus 1.
Wow.
Chiefs minus 2.5 against the Bills. If the Ravens in Houston are the AFC Championship, Ravens are 9.5 point favorites, which makes sense. And then the Bills, if the Bills versus the Texans, they're 8.5 point favorites, which makes sense. On the NFC, if Detroit hosts the Rams, what is that line?
5.5.
6.
All right.
Eagles, they would be laying 6 against the Redskins. Rams would be laying 3 against the Redskins as well. So those are your hypotheticals here. Oh, and then which we think is going to happen, Detroit and Philadelphia. What do you think that line is in Detroit? 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. All right, we're getting better. We're getting better, kid. All right. But, all right, time for our lock dog teaser. Now, are we going back to the 2-legger? It worked.
I'm staying 2-leg for the end of time. 3-leggers are out the window. What I told you, next year we're going with straight 2 legs. So far, we're 1-0. We're in the green with the teaser, and we're going to – well, I can't guarantee we're going to stay that way, but we're going to damn try. Lock dog teaser. I'm going to be honest. I don't have a dog this week. If I had to pick a dog, this is not official. I don't want you to be like, oh, your dog ain't hit. If I had to pick a dog, give me the Los Angeles Rams on the money line. If I had to pick a dog, if I really had to pick a dog, it would be the Houston Texans. Me personally, I would pick the Texans to win if I had to pick. But out of all the dogs this weekend, I honestly do think if it's one dog to win, it will be the Los Angeles Rams. Lock of the weekend. Give me Travis Kelce over 52.5 receiving yards. We know when it's come playoff time, it's gonna be Travis Kelce. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes over this number in the first half alone. Give me Travis Kelce over 52.5 receiving yards, minus 115. If you want to ladder up 60 plus at plus money, you can do so. 2-way teaser. I'm sticking to 2, Dill. I apologize for the people out there. Minus 134. It is what it is. Give me the Houston Texans to plus 14.5. I mistakenly said I love the 8.5. I like the 8.5. I love them teased up to 2 touchdowns still. You telling me the Houston Texans are gonna lose by 14.5 now? I know you feel a blowout though. I don't see 14.5 now. Give me the Texans to 14.5. And like I said, if I had to pick a dog, it would be the Los Angeles Rams. Give me the Rams to plus 12, Dale. So give me, those are huge numbers, people. Minus 134, 2-way, 6-point teaser. Houston to plus 14.5, and the Rams to plus 12.
Yeah, I was very chalky this weekend. I took basically every favorite but the Redskins. I took the points there. Outside of that, I took every favorite. Lock of the weekend. I'm going to lay the 6 here with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I think they decimate the who do they play? The Rams. Dog. In Jalen Daniels, we trust. They upset the Lions on the road. Give me Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels, I'll say this, cements himself into a top 10 quarterback already. Plus, what is the number? Plus 430. Ooh, that's a juicy dog, baby. And my 3-way teaser, I'm going to tease the Chiefs down to minus 2.5. Going to tease the Redskins up to 15.5. No way. They're losing by 15.5. And I'm going to tease the Eagles down to a pick 'em. They just need to win outright. 3-way teaser plus 160. I'm keeping the 3-leggers. I like it.
I ain't gonna hold you there. Plus 160. I like it too. Commanders teased up. I like it. But you got to be careful with Philadelphia now. I like Philly. I like Philly.
It seems like you don't.
All I'm saying is, if it had to be a dog to win outright, I'll pick the Rams. That's all I'm gonna say.
Kid, good luck. Let's I know we had I was really hot. I was 9-1 Super Wild Card weekend. Let's try to keep it going, kid. I know you were
on the green.
You were in the green. Let's stay 2025 on a hot note, kid. All right. Now let's go to the association. No lines are up yet
lines.
Here.
We're panicking. People were panicking.
No, but I had to ask
we can't even end the show good because there's no lines for tomorrow yet.
Now I do want to talk about your Brooklyn Nets here real quick.
Now
losing by 60 is definitely heartbreaking.
So that's the end of the show.
No. Listen. Now,
shout out our sponsors, Viva Tequila Seltzer.
Yeah.
One of the best seltzers on the market. You could get it down at your local, like Stu Leonard's.
Total Wine.
Total Wine. The upper scale. You can't just get it at the bodega. On the
no, they're not. We're not doing that.
You're not doing that. You want to live lavish.
Drink a Viva.
Now
I know you're trying to avoid it, but listen, you lost.
Have you ever saw my Kurt Schilling vintage Cooperstown collection action figure? I don't even know if this is an action figure, but this is legendary stuff. Still, if I ever see Kurt Schilling out in the open,
you don't even remember the bloody sock game.
It's a bloody sock in there.
Oh, what do you know about
Cooperstown connection?
Oh, what do you
now?
Real quick.
Come on, why you gotta do this to me?
No. You didn't even let me finish. It's something positive. Now, you're at 14 wins now. Win total's at 19.5.
It was 18.5.
All right,
18.5.
All right. I think it closed at 19, but we got 18.5.
It probably did because we won a couple games to start it off.
How we feeling on the over?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, people. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Before the Dennis Schroeder trade, it was a lock.
Yeah.
Capital L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
we might trade Cameron Johnson. To get 5 more wins. I'm going to say it's still a lockdown.
Wow.
There's going to be some teams taking some days off in March and April. They don't want those problems.
Yeah.
They don't want those problems with us still. I think we win at least 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 games. I don't know about 10.
We need 5 to hit the over.
I don't know we get to 24.
No.
But I think we get to 20, Dill. Give me 6 wins. Put it in right now.
Yeah, I mean, shout out. We're talking about Detroit. Detroit's had 21 wins. Their win total was 24.5. They're right there. They might hit their win total this month.
Houston total was what? 41?
Houston was 42.5.
And what I said,
over.
Make the playoffs. Plus money.
They second seed. We saw it last night. The Raptors, who one of the worst teams in the league, they beat the Celtics the other night. So teams will take a day off. I think you could catch a team here and there.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want these problems.
Now, Friday, 9 game.
In the cold, they don't want these problems.
9 game slate. There are some good games. We got Magic, Celtics, Knicks, T-Wolves. Watch out, Dante DiVincenzo. Revenge game, Julius Randle. We got Thunder, Magic. That's a good game. Grizzlies, Spurs. What are we feeling
Miami,
here?
Potential trade spot. Maybe he stays there. Who knows? Couple games I'll keep my eye on. I think the Nets are live against the Lakers. Anything's possible. First of all, let's get into some serious stuff. Boston versus Orlando. No lines out yet, like Dylan was saying, but I think Boston has to bounce back. They've been, I'm not gonna say struggling as of late, but kind of fell off a little bit. No longer like a top 2, top 3 team. In my opinion, they still are, but they fell off a little bit. I think they take care of business against the Magic, though. They have been, chilling. At the end of the day, I know it's just regular season basketball, late December, early January. Everybody's waiting for after the All-Star break. Maybe the Celtics are feeling that way right now. I think they take care of business at home. Minnesota, against your New York Knicks. Dill, your New York Knicks, every time I put money on them, they lose. I might say I'm going to bet the Knicks for the show and then secretly put money on Minnesota to see if that works. Because I don't know. Every time I say, Dill, the other day, you saw me.
Yeah.
Took the Knicks against the Pistons.
Lost. Outright.
4.5. Couldn't cover. Y'all lost outright. It was a shame. So I'm officially done betting on the Knicks for now. So I'm gonna say Knicks, but Minnesota's live. But realistically, for the people out there, there's no lines out. So OKC against Dallas. OKC plays tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they're gonna go hard in that matchup. Just because, remember, they lost a week or two ago in Cleveland. So I think they're going to get back tonight. Look at Dallas. If there's a huge point spread, maybe they could cover that.
Kid, how we doing in basketball? Bets all right? I know you.
I'm not even going to lie.
Okay.
We're down for the season, I think, 6 or 7 units. That's not good.
Well, NBA doesn't officially start until after the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So.
I don't even have to say an excuse. Still until it said it for me.
So
that's a great co-host.
Yep. No worries. We're just getting our feet wet here, kid. Same thing with college basketball. Not to tout, but 8-2 in my last 10 plays. But we're not touting here, kid. We are not touting. If you want to follow Elvis's plays, you guys could go follow him. I would
advise to follow my NBA plays. Starting Pro Bowl weekend.
You can find his action at Elvis_Acosta. And you guys can check me out at DRock with 2Ks 24. Do you know why my favorite number is 24?
Kobe?
Come on now. Kid, why you thinking baseball I wore number 24? Kobe. Yeah, it was such legendary back in high school or anytime when you would just shoot and be like, Kobe. That was like the thing, right? Everyone said it.
Yeah.
No one says LeBron, Jordan. They say Kobe.
I ain't gonna hold you. Even when I put the rim down to 7 feet, I say Dwight Howard. I dunk it like Dwight. I don't care what nobody says.
On that note, we are out of here. Good luck with all your bets. God bless.